I'm a Knicks fan, but I think Lakers gonna win with the 7. I don't think they're gonna lose by more than 7. So I'm betting. I took the Lakers with 7 points, but I do think the Knicks are gonna win tonight. Yeah, kid, you see the vibes. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so you might see us online at the Knicks game. Shout outs to my cousin right here. He brought me through and all that. Yeah, kid.
Can you tell me you got a Laker fan?
Oh, you with the Lakers? Oh, everybody celebrating, holidays. I don't celebrate, but shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to everybody that celebrate. You know what I mean? Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes, right?
Ooh la la, are we
She go.
Ooh la la, are we
We go.
Ooh la la, are we
They go.
Ooh la la, are we
Okay.
Ooh la la, are we
Ooh la la.
Are we
She go. Ooh la la.
Are we
Y'all know the vibes. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here, one more again. So if it's your first time, please come on in. Over here, we deal with sports and hip hop, entertainment, shit that I be thinking about sometimes. You know what I mean? Popavisms 101, motivation, and things of that nature. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you diddy on up out of here and exit to the left, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button and hit that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah, you get alerted when I upload the videos. Thank you. And if it's not your first time, they like Popovist. You know how I do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. We in the end game because the night that I decided to go to see New York Knicks play the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron is out the game. And when I did the video, like the other video, when I was talking about LeBron James and the elbow and you want to hit people with garbage cans and you want to shoot people in the pinky toe. And I'm being funny, but I'm being funny. I just knew they was going to, you know what I mean, suspend LeBron. And so Isaiah definitely was out of here. Like, do you ever think about when you out of here? And the game was good. Obviously, the Knicks won. So I was in there like, is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Shelling. You know what I mean? People was looking up and shit at the stands. You know what I mean? Like, had a good time. Shout outs to my cousin that invited me on some spur of the moment shit. I know I don't be going to no, functions like that. I'd rather watch. I was in there watching the game too, though. But like this, looking at the screen, to see if we got some chicken dinners. Like Mike Singletary, I want winners. Yeah, like I want people that want to win. And luckily, we won. We won our little bit of money back. And it wasn't on the NBA unless Clippers come back and win. Then I could get some chicken dinners. Right now, just to be clear, it's 192. It's only 59 seconds left. It's actually 102.97. I needed the Clippers money line tonight. Would have collected a little 700. That would have been good. But we won like 500. I took hockey. I took Dallas. I took Tampa Bay. And I took the Flames. Who got Flame? Little 3-pick. And I hit, so got a little money back. But back to the Knicks game though, like in the Garden, had a little halftime show and all that, shorty and shit. couple of, celebrities that be in there, you know what I mean? The usual suspects, what they call it, celebrities roll, whatever they call it. And, things change from like going, the energy really of, I would say, when the Knicks like was really, really winning, and just the overall spirit of New York. It's more like, a lot of kids there, and, obviously it's a lot of tourists there. People is coming in from out of town. It's the holiday season for those that celebrate Thanksgiving, and, Thursday they're going to be chopping it up and doing what they do. And y'all know on the channel, if you know, you know. If you don't, then go see the other video. We don't celebrate. And really the question is, why do you celebrate? You know what I mean? And I'm not being funny. I just want to know if you care to share. Drop it in the comments. You know what I mean? But, Lakers lost. They kept it within that money line. I mean, that 7 points. And that's why we just need the Clippers money line so we can hit. You know what I mean? But anyway, dudes, Melo was back at the Garden. You know what I mean? Obviously, he repped New York to the fullest while he was here. Definitely was one of the greatest Knicks, without the bling blah. But Knicks ain't really win nothing, since Clyde, since Frazier and all that anyway, right? Like, you know what I mean? Even though not that Frazier, you know what I mean? Talking about Clyde the Clyde, you know what I mean? But crowd gave him love. Sometimes it was a little booze. They was definitely booing Westbrook. You know what I mean? Every time he got the ball, and he had a triple-double. Like, yeah, that was a good bet tonight. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I'm happy the Knicks won. Knew they wasn't going to cover that 7 points, though. Don't get gassed off New York. Don't get gassed off New York again. Don't get gassed off of New York. I was in there, though, with my little shit like, is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Niggas looking back and shit. Real, though. For real, though. But anyway, let's get to this other shit that I was talking about in the last video. This Kyle Rittenhouse shit, you know what I mean, with the verdict and all that. The verdict, it is what it is. I'm not going to say I'm shocked and amazed. I'm not going to say I'm ready to burn shit down, like burn down Happy Land. I'm not going to say I'm indifferent or I don't really feel nothing. I feel like, you know what I mean? He definitely going to lose now. It's 19 seconds left. Damn it, man. Fucking Clippers. As soon as I took them niggas money line. But I said Dallas was probably not going to lose so many games. Plus Luka came back tonight. But anyway, I'm like, he did something that only they can get away with, probably. I know if it was me or one of my little nephews or little cousins who I was with tonight, if they got in the car, their mother decided to put them in the car, drive them across several, state lines, etc., go to some place where, you really don't have no business being there. You're not to say you can't go anywhere you want, but obviously you went with bad intentions. You went with the burner. And again, even with the burner, for the people that's just was there protesting and resting, obviously to the people that's passed and been affected by this, it's like, damn it, man, for them. And obviously prayers and, condolences go out to them, and, hopefully they can, move forward and put the pieces back together, because it's almost like a fucking Zimmerman, you know what I mean? Still being alive, and the family that was affected, they still affected to this day, you know what I mean? But yeah, he's living life, you know what I mean? And so this will kind of be like similar, meaning because he's walking free, he's only 18 years old, he's a fucking kid. He did the interview now, you know what I mean? His lawyer is out talking, and the thing is too, I mean, like, what you gonna do, or what would you have done? You know what I mean? Even though it's bad intentions, we know he came with bad intentions. Just like, you know what I mean? Back in the days when you may be going to a protest, or you may be protesting something just on some protesting because you believe in, the cause, but not with no violence in mind. You're not coming brandishing no weapons, and you're not, like, if this happened, we gonna rock off. You just coming on some, you know what I mean, power to the people, or Black Lives Matter, or whatever it is, you know what I mean, animal rights, domestic violence. But somebody else on the other side maybe bringing that type of energy. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying, like, yeah, I quote on the other show. I'm going to quote it now because this is a riveting series to me. And that's The Walking Dead. And you get to see real life choices and what people do when certain situations meet, and you face with difficult decisions to make, you know what I mean? And for your life and others. And again, like, you getting beat down, I know what it's like to get jumped. Like, I mean, like, I know what it's like to have hands and feet and niggas trying to beat me up. And the odds is not in my favor. So, if you have a weapon, which, most people is brandishing, you know what I mean? And he was one of them. Is he wrong for defending himself, even though 2 lives was lost? And you can say, nah, he went with bad intentions. He was already guilty for crossing the lines. And I'm agree with you. Like, nah, he broke a lot of laws, or at least I think he did. And obviously, but you're black and he's white. They, it's different for them sometimes. And you can say, a lot of times, right? Still, if it was me on the ground and niggas, I just see somebody get beat the fuck out of, and then now I'm next in line, and I got a burner, you know what I mean? Or I got a knife or a bat or something, you know what I mean? Like, to try to even the odds, then I'm going to use it to protect myself, because it's either that or, my life's in that man's hands and that next man's deciding. Like, no. Same thing with, the Ahmad Arbery, his trial just concluded. Deliberations is going on, and even just to hear, the fucking the defense, you know what I mean? Her arguments, the arguments she put forth, that shit was some lame old L. Like, what? Like, come on, like, if I was them, I'd be looking at her like, damn, you play to win the game. And this is my life on the line. So you don't just play it to play. And you coming out there, and you just didn't get captured, and just the bogus, rhetoric that she was saying. And I couldn't, the toenails and, the other little stuff, some of the stuff she said, it was a little stinging to the ears. But again, I'm not shocked and amazed with a lot of shit, people. I'm not saying I can't get, fucking, alerted or whatever, you know what I mean? And, turn around like this and get startled. That's the word I was looking for. Or, scared in the movie, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, shit shocked me, like, oh, shit, surprise, you know what I mean? And drop my drink and shit like, damn, you fucking scared the shit out of me. I don't mean that way. I mean, like, the verdict. And, and playing devil's advocate, so you will, oh, shit, these niggas is down by 3. They hit a 3, but they're going to lose the game because there's 1 second left. Fucking Paul George. Now I got to see what the numbers is looking like. See if he balled out on him. Damn it, man. I fucking hate losing. But I'm glad I got my money back. But devil's advocate, O.J. Simpson. I was locked up for that trial. I couldn't, Woodburn, like the only motherfucking adolescent in the jail at that time, getting cigarettes from the guards and all. That was the first bit. That shit was like La La Land because the mind didn't process it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why a nigga went. But anyway, I was in Woodburn and, the Bronco and, that whole shit. But anyway, race played a factor. Black folks, they ain't really care, in my opinion, whether he did it or not. They just wanted him to win. Like, they just wanted to win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Like, mommy, win. We really didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And there's no disrespect to the, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you that's how it was inside where I was at when the trial must have quit. We niggas was in there cheering. And obviously that's convicts and fucking criminals. You know what I mean? But even on the outside, when you see the footage played back and all the documentaries that done been, put out about him, the other side, the other side, and I'm being funny, the other side, they knew he did it. Whether the verdict, read not guilty or not, they was like, nah, this nigga is guilty. And that's why years later people say karma, and I say, oh nah, they did this shit purposely, like to get him back. You know what I mean? they didn't give a fuck that the verdict was not guilty. They still was like, this nigga is guilty. And so in the same sense with this Rittenhouse dude, you know what I mean? You know, the verdict is not guilty, but people are still feeling like, nah, this nigga is fucking guilty. And nigga life may be on the line. Who knows? Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully he, you know, obviously he had people put up money for the lawyers and $2 billion. And, you know, it's politics as usual, you know what I mean? And, you know, Reasonable Doubt, whole first album classic, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's Papa G calling. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, but a lot of things don't shock and amaze me, folks. And if it shocks and amazes you in that sense, or you just definitely like, you know what I mean, you can't really, really believe it, then I think you've been not living in reality. You know what I mean? Like the reality stone, like, Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And because I reverse it and I'm being funny, but now I'm not being funny, yeah, like, you know what I mean? When you go look at the other videos, because we've been rocking on, you know what I mean, these networks now for over a year now, like just barely over, but you know what I mean? We feeling good. We still running through these fucking streets, still running through these platforms, and they should have never let me in the game. Like, you know what I mean? But because I had this shit on, people always be worrying about what you're wearing, what you're not. Had somebody tell me they're a fly nigga too, like I keep it a buck, you know what I mean? The drip, the clothes, you know what I mean? How they put it together. The most interesting man in the world type shit, Dos Equis. He was worried about that shit. And when I heard him say it, I'm like, yeah, he like, cause the gram and all that, I just couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, you fly to me, my nigga. But really, it's fly up here. You know what I mean? That's the real fly. If you fly it here, you could be fly to death down here, but it's your health straight. Like Slick Rick said, you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, you know, I was like, you know, in the weed game, like, you know what I mean? Niggas was like, if it don't got the designer bags and all that shit, it's not the Zaza. You know what I mean? The last bag I had up here was the Gary Payton. And since then, I done smoked some Gary Payton. That shit pretty damn decent. Like PDD. Yeah, it's pretty damn decent. And, you know, I still think the same shit as I think in that other video. Like, I'm not coming out the pocket for no bud and all that, whatever it is for the astronomical prices that, you know, niggas be coming with. That's just me though. You know what I mean? I know there's people out there. In fact, I've learned, like, you know what I mean? Since then, I've learned, you know what I mean? That if it don't hit for a certain price, niggas think it's some other shit. They don't even want it. So you be like, 400. Like, yeah, 400, nigga. This the cereal milk. That's the Gary Payton. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, I think niggas smoke too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many theories and suspicions. I diagnosed with real nigga conditions. Today is the, you know what I mean? It's Kendrick reference, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you got to mix, some nigga told me they mix like 4 different, you know what I mean? And I fuck with the nigga. Like 4 different weeds every time he taking from this. I'm like, that's a lot of different weeds, THCs, and if you got to smoke that much, like how much you smoking a day? All right, Snoop Dogg, I get it, but you know, I really don't get it. You know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts. You already know what it is. It's your boy, POPAVIST. You was just tuned in to my show, POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so it's really no set format. I do this shit because I love doing it, and you know what I mean? And I love talking to the people, and I learned a lot in the last year that I did this shit, you know what I mean? We authentic because our track record is definitely intact, you know what I mean? Trying to get better on top of that. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.